A lot of men stay confused about one thing for years. They keep asking themselves, does she actually like me? Or is she just being friendly? And the reason this is so confusing is simple. Women rarely say exactly what they feel, especially when it comes to physical attraction. Instead of using words, they communicate through subtle actions, body language, and small behaviors that most men completely overlook. A look that lasts a little longer, standing just a bit closer than necessary, a casual touch that doesn't feel accidental. These things might seem harmless on the surface, but together they reveal a lot. In this video, we're breaking down the clear but subtle signs a woman shows when she's physically attracted to you. From how she looks at you, to how she positions her body, to the small gestures she makes without even realizing it. And make sure you watch closely, especially sign number 5 and sign number 6. Was. These are two of the most misunderstood signals, and they're often the difference between knowing where you stand and missing your chance completely. By the end of this video, you won't have to guess anymore. You'll start noticing these signs everywhere, and you'll finally understand what they really mean. Now that you understand how attraction actually works, let's get into the signs themselves. Remember, one sign alone doesn't mean much, but when you notice several of these together, the message becomes clear. Let's start with the first one. Sign 1. Flirtatious touching. When a woman is physically attracted to you, she will often find small, natural reasons to touch you during interaction. These touches are usually light and subtle, but they carry meaning because they are intentional, not accidental. This can include gently touching your arm when she laughs, briefly placing her hand on your shoulder while making a point, or allowing her body to brush against yours when she could easily maintain distance. These moments may seem casual, but they are rarely random. Women are naturally aware of personal space and physical boundaries, especially around men they are not interested in. When she crosses that boundary willingly and more than once, it signals comfort, trust, and growing physical curiosity. Flirtatious touching is often one of the earliest ways a woman tests physical connection. She is observing how you react, whether you stay relaxed, and whether the closeness feels natural between the two of you. If she continues initiating this contact throughout the conversation, it strongly suggests that she is not just being polite or friendly. In most cases, repeated physical contact is her way of opening the door to deeper attraction without having to say anything directly. Sign 2. Standing close to you. When a woman is physically attracted to you, she will naturally try to reduce the physical distance between you. This often happens without her consciously realizing it, but her body moves closer because she feels comfortable and drawn toward your presence. You may notice her standing closer than necessary during conversations, sitting beside you instead of across from you, or positioning herself so that her body faces you directly. Even in situations where there is plenty of space, she chooses proximity, which is rarely accidental. Pay close attention to how she reacts when you move closer to her. If she does not step back, shift away, or create distance, but instead remains relaxed or even mirrors your position, it indicates that she enjoys being near you and feels safe within your personal space. Standing close is one of the clearest physical indicators of attraction because personal space is something people protect instinctively. When a woman willingly allows you into that space, it shows trust, comfort, and a desire for connection that goes beyond casual friendliness. In many cases, this closeness is her way of creating intimacy without making it obvious. She is signaling interest through presence rather than words, allowing the tension to build naturally. Sign 3. A softer voice and changed tone. When a woman is physically attracted to you, one of the most subtle changes you may notice is in the way she speaks. Her voice often becomes softer, slower, or slightly quieter when she is talking to you, especially compared to how she speaks to others around her. This shift in tone is not accidental. Lowering her voice creates a sense of privacy and intimacy, even in public or crowded environments. It is her way of narrowing the focus of the conversation, making it feel as though the moment exists only between the two of you. You may notice her leaning in slightly as she speaks, choosing her words more carefully, or speaking in a calmer, warmer tone. These changes signal comfort and emotional openness, which often accompany physical attraction. A softer voice can also indicate that she wants to keep your attention and draw you closer without making her interest obvious. It allows her to communicate closeness while still maintaining subtlety and control. When this change in tone appears consistently during your interactions, it is a strong indication that she feels connected to you and is creating a more intimate dynamic through the way she communicates. Sign 4. Lip focus. Licking or biting her lips. When a woman is physically attracted to you, her attention may subtly shift toward her lips without her consciously realizing it. This can appear as lightly licking her lips, gently biting her lower lip, or briefly pressing her lips together during moments of eye contact or playful conversation. These gestures often happen when there is growing tension or chemistry. Drawing attention to her mouth is a natural subconscious behavior that can signal attraction and anticipation. It is not meant to be obvious, but it is rarely meaningless. In many cases, lip-focused gestures appear when she feels slightly nervous or excited around you. That nervous energy can show through small movements, especially when the interaction feels personal or intimate. The combination of eye contact, smiling, and lip movement strengthens the signal. It is important to notice consistency. A single gesture could be nothing, but when it appears repeatedly during your interaction, especially alongside other signs of attraction, it strongly suggests that she is emotionally and physically engaged. Lip focus is one of those quiet signals that communicates interest without words. It creates subtle tension and often indicates that she is comfortable enough to let her guard down, even if only for a moment. Sign 5. Inviting you into her personal space. When a woman is physically attracted to you, she will intentionally allow you into her personal space and, in many cases, actively invite you there. Personal space is something people instinctively protect, especially around those they are not interested in. When she opens that space to you, it is a meaningful signal. You may notice her shifting her body to face you more directly, sliding closer when sitting beside you, or positioning herself so that the space next to her remains open. In group settings, she may angle her body away from others and toward you, subtly creating a private zone between the two of you. Sometimes this invitation is very clear. She may ask you to sit next to her, pat the seat beside her, or move closer during a conversation. Other times, it appears through body language, such as leaning in, maintaining closeness without pulling away, or adjusting her posture to remain within your reach. This behavior signals comfort, trust, and emotional openness. More importantly, it shows that she wants proximity and connection, not distance. She is allowing physical closeness to develop naturally rather than forcing it through words. When a woman repeatedly invites you into her personal space, she is expressing interest in a way that feels safe, subtle, and instinctive. It is one of the clearest signs that her attraction goes beyond casual interaction and into something more physical. Sign 6. Encouraging gestures and focused engagement. When a woman is physically attracted to you, she becomes deeply engaged in the interaction and uses subtle gestures to encourage you to keep talking. This level of attention goes beyond politeness and reflects genuine interest in both you and the moment you are sharing. You may notice her nodding while you speak, leaning slightly forward, or responding with phrases like "really," "go on," or "that's interesting." These reactions are not automatic. They are signals that she is present, attentive, and invested in what you are saying. Her body language often mirrors this engagement. She may match your posture, copy your movements without realizing it, or adjust her position to remain oriented toward you. These behaviors create a sense of connection and alignment that feels natural and effortless. Focused engagement also shows that she values your attention and wants to maintain the interaction. She is signaling comfort, curiosity, and emotional openness, which often accompany physical attraction. The more consistently she encourages the conversation, the more likely it is that she feels drawn to you. This type of engagement creates a supportive, intimate atmosphere. It is her way of saying, without words, that she is interested, receptive, and enjoying the connection you are building together. Sign 7. Flirtatious smiles that linger. When a woman is physically attracted to you, her smile becomes more than a polite reaction. It turns into a quiet signal that carries warmth, playfulness, and intention. These smiles often last a little longer than usual and feel more personal than the ones she gives to others. You may notice her smiling while maintaining eye contact, allowing the moment to stretch before looking away. Sometimes she looks down briefly afterward, almost as if she is collecting herself, before returning her attention to you. This combination of confidence and restraint is a common sign of attraction. A flirtatious smile often appears even when the conversation is not particularly funny. It is not about humor, but about how she feels in your presence. Her expression softens, her eyes appear more engaged, and her reactions feel warmer and more inviting. In many cases, these smiles are repeated throughout the interaction. Each time they reappear, they reinforce the same message. She enjoys being around you, feels comfortable expressing interest, and wants to maintain the connection without making her intentions too obvious. When a woman consistently offers these lingering, flirtatious smiles, it is rarely accidental. It is her way of communicating attraction in a controlled, subtle, and emotionally safe manner. Sign 8. Genuine enthusiasm in your presence. When a woman is physically attracted to you, her energy often changes noticeably when you are around. She appears more animated, expressive, and emotionally present compared to how she behaves with others. This enthusiasm is not forced, but natural and consistent. You may notice her smiling more as soon as she sees you, laughing easily during conversation, or showing excitement over small moments you share. Even simple interactions feel lighter and more engaging because she enjoys being in your presence. She may ask you questions, show interest in your experiences, or make an effort to keep the conversation going. In some cases, she might suggest activities, bring up shared interests, or look for opportunities to spend more time together. These actions reflect a desire to deepen the connection rather than letting the interaction fade. Genuine enthusiasm is difficult to fake over time. When it appears repeatedly, it signals that she feels comfortable, interested, and emotionally invested. Physical attraction often fuels this energy, making her more open, attentive, and expressive around you. When a woman consistently shows high energy and positive emotion in your presence, it is a strong indication that she enjoys the connection and is drawn to you on a deeper level. Sign 9. Curious attraction and attention to details. When a woman is physically attracted to you, her curiosity about you goes beyond surface-level conversation. She shows a genuine interest in who you are, not just in passing, but with focused attention that feels personal and intentional. She may ask thoughtful questions about your life, your interests, or your experiences, and she listens closely to your answers. Rather than letting details fade, she remembers them and brings them up later, showing that you stayed on her mind even when you were not around. This type of curiosity is not driven by politeness. It reflects emotional and physical intrigue. She wants to understand how you think, what excites you, and what makes you different. These questions are her way of building a deeper connection while maintaining subtlety. You might notice her leaning in while you speak, maintaining eye contact, or reacting thoughtfully to small details you share. These behaviors indicate that she is mentally and emotionally engaged, which often accompanies physical attraction. When a woman consistently shows curiosity and remembers the little things about you, it is a strong signal that her interest goes beyond casual interaction and into genuine attraction. Sign 10. Tilting her head while listening. When a woman is physically attracted to you, her body language often becomes softer and more open during conversation. One subtle but meaningful gesture is the way she tilts her head while listening to you speak. This movement signals attentiveness and curiosity. By tilting her head, she is showing that she is focused on your words and fully engaged in the interaction. It is a natural response that reflects comfort and interest rather than formality. Head tilting also exposes the neck, which is a vulnerable area of the body. This unconscious gesture suggests trust and openness, especially when paired with steady eye contact and relaxed facial expressions. It indicates that she feels safe and comfortable in your presence. You may notice this gesture when you are sharing something personal, telling a story, or saying something that captures her attention. The more often it appears during your interactions, the stronger the signal becomes. When a woman consistently tilts her head while listening to you, it is rarely accidental. It reflects genuine engagement and a desire to maintain a deeper, more intimate connection. Sign 11. Nervous or self-soothing gestures. When a woman is physically attracted to you, she may display small, nervous gestures that reveal excitement beneath the surface. These actions are usually unconscious and appear when she cares about how she is being perceived. You might notice her playing with her hair, adjusting her clothing, touching her neck, or fidgeting with objects in her hands. These movements are not signs of discomfort. In most cases, they indicate heightened awareness and emotional stimulation. Attraction often creates a mix of confidence and nervous energy. She wants to appear composed, but the presence of someone she is drawn to naturally raises her emotional state. These gestures help her release that tension while remaining engaged in the interaction. You may also notice brief glances downward, quick smiles, or small shifts in posture as she regains control of herself. When these behaviors appear alongside eye contact, closeness, and positive engagement, they strongly point toward attraction rather than anxiety. When a woman displays nervous gestures while remaining present and attentive, it usually means she is invested, interested, and emotionally affected by the connection you share. Women rarely say what they feel directly. Instead, they reveal it through patterns of behavior. When you learn to recognize these signs, attraction stops being confusing. You no longer guess. You observe, understand, and respond with confidence. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and stay aware. Because once you understand the language of attraction, you start seeing it everywhere.